The Agegroup Podcast. The Agegroup Podcast. The Agegroup Podcast. The Agegroup Podcast.
I'm coming over the finish line, and Rob's going, "We've both got bronze, kiddo! We've both got bronze!"
It was chaos, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that was an absolute magical day for us both to get a bronze.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was stuff of dreams.
Well, we both got the same. We both got the same medal. It was fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic.
Buzzing, weren't we? All those.
And they're back. Part 2 of the Fletcher brothers. Welcome back to the Agegroup Multisport Podcast with me, Richard. Part 1 was received so well. Thank you so much for listening to it. The guys really appreciate your support. And this is the second part. It was that good a conversation. We just kept recording, and so I decided to put it into 2 parts. So I hope you enjoy this second part as much as you did the first. And just as a side, Dave's had his chemo, and he's now back out, and he's even been on his turbo. Caught his YouTube video of him back on the turbo doing a bit of, should we say, just easing his legs out and spinning, which was great to see. So yeah, if you want to follow Dave's journey, he is on YouTube at 5x Cancer Kid, so give him a watch. So we've had another good couple of weeks personally training myself. I'm currently in my 8th week of 11 to the race up in East Fortune, and like Dave, my journey has been recorded on our YouTube channel. It's just a little bit of an insight into the training that I'm doing specifically for that race. It's a race we did last year, and really want to do it a bit more justice than I did the last time out. I was quite happy, as I've said before, with the first run, but the bike was dire, so I'm trying to improve my performance when I get up there. And it's also a GB age group qualifier for the sprint duathlon, so we're going to try and maybe get a slot on the team. We're putting the work in, but it just depends whether it's going to be good enough or not, so watch this space. So yeah, loads of videos on there, not just about my training, but I do the benefits of various things, like the benefits of a sauna and the benefits of a hot tub and all those sorts of things. The last 5 benefits was about the brick session. So yeah, head over there and have a look at that. There's been loads of sport on over the last few weeks because it's been the Winter Olympics, and myself and Mrs. C have just been glued to the TV watching various sports. But unlike most people in the UK who seem to have this passion about curling, I have no interest in that whatsoever. We're more into the snowboarding and the half pipe and the big air, and we also like the figure skating and the speed skating. We've been getting into as well. So yeah, I mean, there's lots to choose from, isn't it? And it wouldn't do for all the same. But BBC does drive us mad every now and then when all they do is show curling, and I understand why, because we've got quite a few Brits in that. So, and it's the only thing we ever do quite well in. So fair point. But yeah, not for us. And then the cycling's been back on. Last week there was 3 tours on: the UAE tour of Algarve, and the tour of I think it was Tour of Andalusia. So they were really good. Nice to get our teeth back into some road racing. So really enjoyed watching those. And it won't be long before the triathlons are back on as well. So that's something to look forward to. And I've got a couple of podcasts to recommend. And the first one is called Should We Drink Coffee? And that's by Nutrition Facts with Dr. Gregor. And basically they're talking about, does coffee help boost autophagy and lifespan? So really interesting, especially if you're a coffee drinker like I am, big coffee drinker. Really interesting podcast. And the second podcast that I'm going to recommend is from the Triathlon podcast. And the title is Sleep Your Way to Better Perform. And they cover what sleep really does for your body, how much you need, and how it directly impacts on your performance and your recovery. And then they get into details that matter most, optimising your sleep and your environment and choosing the right equipment and understanding how nutrition, supplements and tracking devices either support or sabotage your sleep. So a really good podcast. Right, it's time for the main event. Back to the boys. We shall see you on the other side.
We was in quite good shape, weren't we?
Yeah.
And went down to Bedford on the racetrack.
What year was this?
2018.
I think I did it 2017. It was horrendous. It was the worst.
Yes, we'd gone there. We was in quite good shape. And
No, it can't have been. You must have qualified in 2017 there. Ibiza was 2018.
Yeah, I know it was at the end of the year. I got a last minute call up, didn't I? Or beginning of 2018.
Anyway, we did the Bedford one, didn't we?
We did the Bedford. I got injured.
James Bray from Barracuda was always on the ball, wasn't he? With
he'd been qualifying for a couple of GBs
this,
for the couple of previous. So he'd said about this qualifier. So we're like, well, we'll go down to try and get in good shape. We should be able to do all right. And he's like, oh, you could qualify for GB. I'm like, there's no chance I'm going to qualify for GB. I'm nowhere near as quick as like James or you were really at the time. And we're doing the first run, and I was running all right, but all of a sudden, just near coming into the first transition, my calf pops, and I'm like, oh. So I was hobbling to the transition, got on my bike, I thought it might go, and I'm doing my bike, and then it eased off a little bit, and then I started the second run. I could hardly get off my bike, my leg was gone. It took me 26 minutes to either walk or run or hobble or crawl, whatever it was. It hurt just as much to walk as it did run. My wife was running with my little lad, was running alongside the racetrack trying to encourage me, and I'm like, I'm not going to qualify.
You pushed it though, and got through that.
But I managed to finish the event, and when we looked at it, James and Rob had worked out I was like 109% or something like that.
Which isn't a bad percentage, really.
Well, that's what they said. You've still got a chance.
It's not a bad
Do you know what I mean? You've still got a chance. Yeah. So it got to say, I think we'd just done Ironman Bolton in the July.
Yeah.
And I think it was August time. I got an email saying, you've got a roll down slot for Ibiza in like the October. I think it was October, wasn't it?
It was the same year, wasn't it? They've changed it since. Now you qualify for the next year, but early doors.
That would make sense.
You were qualifying for that year's
race. There we go. Yeah,
that's why then. That's why.
That happened to me in Surrey because I had your first time trying to qualify. I actually qualified for that Surrey race.
In the same year.
Right.
So you're right again, Dave, and I'm wrong. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that?
They've since changed it, but that's how it used to be.
Yeah. So they give me a qualifying spot. So I got the last roll down slot.
Because obviously people don't take up the positions, do they?
No.
So even if 109 is good, so even if you're like 119%, if people aren't going to take those slots up, depending on where they are in the world, then you've always got a chance at the roll down.
Technically qualified as the worst athlete in your age group.
I had done that before.
That was my first one.
This was my first one. So I was like, I shouldn't be here.
He's got the imposter syndrome.
So
there we go.
So I've got this all the family went, all my family, all his family, my mum and dad went, and I'm thinking this is going to be embarrassing. But I'd been running, so we'd done the out Bolton, we carried on going, and I was like, well, my runs, man and Rob's runs pretty much the same. The biking's not far off. We haven't done. Do you know what I mean? Ironman did take a lot out of us. We needed a bit of a breather. But I'm like, it's not too bad, is it? So he'd started off about 4 or 5 minutes before, I think, that age group started. I think in Ibiza, was you there?
I was there in Ibiza,
I think it was every age group was 5 minutes gap or something, wasn't it?
Standard duathlon.
You did the standard,
standard,
yeah.
Well, that was a joke.
You've mentioned it before about the beach starts, and so they sorted it out for our race. They'd sorted out all the problems with the roundabouts and everything.
Well, so I was important race, isn't it? That's right.
Well, it's longer, isn't it?
So I started off this run, and I'm like, God, I'm doing well here. There's not many in front of me here in this run, and then I'm on the bike, and I felt like on the last lap I was struggling a bit. I just don't think I'd quite had enough on the bike. I was a bit. And then I'm doing the run again, and I'm holding my own, and there's nobody really about that much. So I come into the finish. I think you'd finished before me because obviously you'd started before me, but you want that much in front of me, really. I think we might have seen, we'll have crossed each other on the run a couple of times, giving, go on kid, keep going type of thing. We always encourage each other. And I finished in 5th place overall in my age group. First Brit.
Not a bad start.
You got the first
Brit.
Wow.
So
I've gone from the worst qualifier to the best.
So it just goes to show you've got this imposter syndrome. Then all of a sudden you're the best Brit, and I'm like, I was just crying.
Wow.
It was probably at that time it was one of the most amazing feelings.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is.
Yeah, it was just it all come together for you that day, didn't it?
It really did, and I was like, I can't believe it, and because my wife had says, oh, do you want to get some of that Ibiza memorabilia and stuff? I says, I'll only get some if I feel like I deserve it. So she's just like, what do you want?
Yeah. Afterwards, it was a shopping spree.
It was, and that stuff in Spain, that Austral, the gear that they do.
Yeah,
that brand is a really good brand.
Every time we go to Spain, we
always buy the stuff because it's a really good quality. Yeah. That Austral. So I was like, well, I've automatically qualified for next year.
I was just going to say, you got PQ, haven't you?
So I've got to qualify for next year. Rob's like, I won't be able to go next year. It's my son's birthday that same weekend as the race. It was in Romania.
Yes.
2019.
So you got to Romania.
So I went to Romania.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so you was well into the GB stuff. To me, it was still secondary to my Ironman.
You
stuff,
want that
for you,
bothered?
you was like
I'm
really
like, right, I said, do you know what?
One, yeah.
I'm 5th. I've got a chance here. Yeah. I only need to find a couple more minutes. I think I can find it in the run.
Then you got your bronze,
and I can get a medal.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to Romania, and fingers crossed if everything goes right. Standard distance duathlon.
Yeah.
I said I've got a chance of a medal, which is ridiculous. When I've gone through all this cancer before, I was like 4 times I'd had cancer at that point, wasn't it? I think it was.
Was you up to 5?
No, it wasn't. It was 5.
Yeah. Wow.
I was at 5 by then.
Yeah, I always lose count, Dave, because you have cancer more time you have races. Well, I don't know what's coming next, a race or your cancer. It's like it's just one of those things for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it was 5. I've been on.
How do you mentally deal with that?
We joke about it all the time.
You've got to, haven't you?
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah, we do. We take it as
obviously. I know that when you've had cancer and you've had, like I've just had a big operation this year, you go to absolute zero. Like my legs go as thin as my arms, and it's just so. It can really get you down, or you think, right, you can either sulk about it or you can try and crack back on.
Yeah. You're going to have moments and days where it's horrendous. You know, there's been days where you're at rock bottom, of course.
Of course you are.
But in the grand scheme of it, Dave tends to think positively.
I don't take this. Yeah. I don't get negative. I always stay positive. I think, well, I've done it before. I can do it again. I can get back to that level what I was at before.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I have. So 2019, I'm like, right, there's a chance of a medal here. I've got to go. I've got to be in good form. So I set off, and I got my first 10k on the racetrack. I know it's not exactly a 10k PB, but as I worked it out, it was like a 36:10 I did. I was like, I'm 3rd after the first run. That's the best 10k I've ever done in my life. It was like 37 before that. I'm like, even if it was I think I worked out when it'd have been like a 36:28 or something like that, 36:30. I was like, that's 30 seconds quicker than I've ever run. I'm in great shape. Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm 3rd coming onto the bike, and I'm thinking, I've only got 2 quick. There's only 2 runners that are quicker than me, for example. If I'm fast on my bike here, there's only going to be them 2 that's going to overtake me, isn't there? I've got to hold my position for a medal. So I goes past one of them, and I'm thinking, I've gone past him quick.
Early on as well.
That was like the first lap, and I'm like, there's only one in front of me, I think, or 1 or 2 in front of me, because I think they set off with two age groups.
It is a bit confusing sometimes, isn't it? You've almost got to be switched on, but you can't.
I knew there was definitely one in front of me, and I'm like, he's took quite a bit out of me on that first run. So if I can catch him by say lap 4 of 7. I've got a chance of putting that gap in, so I might be able to hold him off on my second. This is what I was thinking. Yeah. So I'm going past now. I went past him on lap 3, and I'm thinking, I'm ahead of schedule. From now, maths here, I'm ahead of schedule. Keep going, keep in front of him. And then I'm coming onto the run, and you're looking round, you think, oh, where's he? There was a Portuguese guy or somebody. He was in front of me by a bit, and I'm thinking, oh, I can't remember him. I think I've got. So I'm coming in thinking I've got silver, and they went, the winner of the age group, David Fletcher's coming from. I'm like, what? And I'm like, I didn't know till the end till he said that. And what had happened is this guy who was in front of me, he'd done one less lap on the bike.
The Portuguese guy.
The Portuguese guy.
Right.
So he was actually got disqualified. It was like, no, they pulled him out of the run halfway through that second run.
Right.
Because so I was like, wow. Yeah. So my mum's like, you've done it. So I'm like, I just gave my mum a cuddle because my mum went with me. My wife couldn't get time off work. Obviously, Rob couldn't be there. And me and my mum was just crying. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Got a gold medal after all this, what I'd been through.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's like, all our club and that, nobody had ever done out like that in our club, had they, or anything. And it was just like, wow.
So it comes back with gold and everyone's in like shock.
Everyone was in shock.
Yeah, everyone's like, that's
and
amazing.
And we was all like, we thought there might have been a chance of a medal, a bronze maybe, but...
But to do it so like quickly as well, only your second GB. I mean, people strive for that for years and never manage it.
It was just, it was amazing. It really was.
Obviously what you've been through.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It was to go from like 2018 where you think you don't deserve to be there to 2019 European champion.
Yeah.
It's classic.
It's just ridiculous.
But it's your tenacity and all your hard work that you've put in.
Yeah.
Not just up to that race, but over the years, isn't it? You
know
what I mean? Doing stuff and it compounds and it builds and it gets you to where And I always say this: we take it for granted because we're in this bubble of like-minded people doing like-minded things that we don't appreciate. That we are probably 5% of the population that actually do this, and our fitness levels are just,
Well, you're right. It's just.
And obviously, I was there with my mum, and then I've met friends in Romania. Rob went there, and I'm like, oh, what a laugh I had. I met some people, and it's real good and that. And then
you start community.
I started getting a little bit
more events in you.
And then we had like the race in 2020, which was the beginning of March, just before COVID. It was at Punta Umbra. Did you go there?
I was there.
Was you?
I was.
So I'd gone there as well, obviously defending champion, but it's March, and I'm like, I know I should be in real good shape, but early season,
we never are.
We always switch off from November to January. We don't do anything, and when we say nothing, we don't do out.
Yeah.
We don't even play darts. Do you know what I mean? We don't do anything.
So why is that then? Why do you just?
I've done that every year. October to.
We just
have
a breather and probably
December,
have more time with the family. Maybe I don't know what it. We don't do that much training anyway, but we just feel like we need a bit of a breather.
I think it's always been good for longevity though. If you're constantly pushing. I know some people do it for years, but for me, I think that breather helps that long. Because when we're looking longer term, you just want to keep it going, and it's like I think it's good for the body, maybe. Or it's good for me. It might not be good for everybody, but
it's whatever works.
So when it comes
not physically, but mentally as well, isn't it?
Yeah, when it comes to early season races, it's sometimes a bit of a challenge.
I hadn't had a race up to March, so when I did that race in March, that was my first race of the year, and I was like, this is a strong field. You know, when you look at the field, the Romania field wasn't really a strong field. That was a chance. If you're going to have a chance, that was my chance. But then the 2020, that was an hard field, and I wasn't great. I was all right on my bike, but my running just wasn't fit. I really wasn't. But I finished 8th, and I was happy with that. But then obviously COVID hit, didn't it? Yeah. And when I look back now, during COVID, I was actually peaking during COVID.
I'd switched off, and you was training.
I was training really good during COVID. Yeah. Well, I was having to work as well. I was HGV. He had time off. He just like
painted his house.
And,
courtesy of the government.
You actually did. Yeah, you did a lot of work on your house, didn't you? That 2020. Yeah. What happened to 2021? Not really happened in 2021 races, did it?
Yeah, but then you was kind of because Dave was buzzing with all this big Great Britain stuff, and he was feeding it back to me, and then he's telling about his community,
and he's going, we've got a chance, we've both got a chance. If I've got a chance, then he's got a chance.
Yeah.
So
I think I maybe grew confidence that I could medal because of Dave's. You know, I'm used to doing that Belfort where I've come 43rd.
But you came 9th in a beefer, didn't you?
9th in a beefer, but it still don't feel like you're near the third.
Was that triathlon or duathlon?
No, the duathlon. We both did the duathlon,
right,
but I was in a different age group. So when he come 4th,
I come 5th.
When he come 5th, I come 9th. But 5th, you believe you can get 3rd. 9th, you don't believe. You're just like, oh, I'm top 10. That's fine. It's a decent race. Yeah. So I didn't necessarily have the confidence I could compete with the guys at the front of the field from the duathlons. But then when you're seeing Dave's results, you're like, well, if we're the same speed and the same, there's no reason why I can't then compete for medals because we're the same.
So
you know what I mean?
he-
So
over
I
the-
think Dave, I drew a lot of confidence in my
Yeah.
duathlon ability through Dave.
I
My
think
triathlon ability, I was happy with. I was content with what I was doing. But I think I was like, if we team up together, I think it was 2022, and it was like, if we team up together, we can push for these medal places.
Yeah, so we'd aim for 2022 was Romania again for the World Championships. Did you go to that?
No, I
one?
didn't go to that one.
And you knew the course.
So I knew the course. So I said, we've got a chance here, Romania. It won't be a mega strong field again. There's a chance. We was like, yeah, but it's the World Championships.
Yeah,
So
which
like,
is a different.
so can we
different
do
kettle
it?
of
We're
fish,
in, we're in different age groups. Can we help each other? So we went there, didn't we, kiddo?
Yeah, it was great. It's a stunning place. It's Target.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
really nice.
When we went the first time, it was like, well, we're going to go because it's somewhere we would never go, other than try and go and race. You never choose to go there on holiday, would you, Romania?
No.
You know what I mean?
you-
But when you get there, and it was so cheap as well.
Yeah, it was. The meals on a night, it was
It's
like,
amazing.
you couldn't spend your money,
Well,
could you?
I took me, obviously, Mrs. C came, and my eldest lad and my youngest lad and their partner, so there was 6 of us, and,
It's just a great place.
We made it a bit of a family thing again.
Yeah.
Rob came, my mum and dad went, and Mark's son came with me and my wife. And it was my son's birthday on the same day as our race.
Yeah, right.
So it was like getting him up at 6, and he was a 15-year-old. He was like, oh,
That was hard work, wasn't it? That was harder than the race.
he wasn't up for it, was he? And I was doing my GoPro in the morning. Come on, we're excited, Lee, happy birthday! Like, yeah, whatever, Dad, he's going. And all this. So we're doing the race. Rob sets off about 5 minutes before me again.
Yeah.
So I'm watching Rob, and I'm like, he's in a decent position there. He was in about 5th, I think.
Yeah, I was settled in a nice place.
Before I'd started, I'd seen Rob was in about 5th. And they're like, what are you doing, Dave? I'm going for it. There's nobody. I'm staying with that front group in my age group. I'm not letting them go. I believe. So I set off, stayed with this same age group. I think I was 4th after the first run. Overtook 2 in transition. So straight away, I'm like, wait on a minute, I'm in silver here. I know I'm in silver. But I knew the guy who dropped into 3rd place in transition was a good cyclist, because we'd raced him before, about 3 months before, and he'd beat me by about 15 minutes. Wow. So we'd done one of them Alderton Park qualifiers,
Yeah.
and it was early season. Me and Rob are rubbish early season, as we always say. So it was like, they weren't even worried about me, because I'm rubbish.
They'll write us off.
So
yeah.
I'm riding along, and I'm like, at one point I'd managed to get into 2nd. I held 2nd for a bit, and then I dropped back into 3rd, and dropped back and I was in 3rd, and nobody was coming past me, and I'm like, I'm dropping off them 2, but nobody was really behind me. I couldn't see, but then there was one lap where Rob went flying past me on the bike. I'm like, geez, he's going, get your head down, kid, he's going. I'm like, I can't do that power.
Well, I was racing really well, and when I come into T1, I could see Owen James. He was in my age group at the time, and there was another kid with him, and there was only about 45 seconds ish. It looked about that, but I don't know the exact details, but it didn't look that far in front of me, and I'm like, I'm not far off the lead boys here. Got on the bike, and I caught them up. After about 4 or 5 laps, there was maybe 10-15 seconds in front of me. And I was just like, I'm having the day of my life
on
here.
his bike. He was just flying,
because it's a real hilly track course. You could go max power. It wasn't an even powered event. It was just max easy, and I kind of caught him up, but then I just kind of blew a little bit in the last 2 laps. So this time I'd gained on the front 2. It kind of disappeared again in the last 2. So as I was coming into T2, I was around about that 45-ish to a minute behind. I could see them leaving transition as I was coming in. So it was around about that 40-50 seconds. So I was like, this is a really good performance. But as I got off my bike, my legs just seized. I was like, I'm in big trouble here. But I know I'm in a good place and I'm racing well. So there was this real confusion. I couldn't get my trainers on. I couldn't bend down to get them on because my legs was cramping. So if you have a look at the my transition time on that event, it is the worst out of anybody that's racing it. Well, I haven't chucked every age group, but it's horrific. It's horrific
compared to we're normally one of the fastest in our.
I lost about. I think I lost about. Yeah, I think I lost around about an extra 30 seconds or so compared to everybody around me. So it was like I just hopefully I won't drop any places, and I was like in massive cramp. I was like, I didn't know how the second run was going to go, and I thought, well, if I can just start, you never know with cramp, you can kind of jog it off, or it's game over. So I'm like, if I just start slow, be patient. If it goes away, I can always finish fast. You know, there's always that confidence.
Did you have anyone just behind you out on that?
Well, one guy came past me. I don't know if he was in like a Polish suit or something, but I couldn't tell what age group he was in. So I did feel like I dropped another place. But at this time, you don't know where you are. I kind of had a vision. I was around about 5th. That's kind of where I thought I was.
Right.
And then as I was running into that first K, because we did an out and back with this Polish guy, I realised he was in a younger age group. So I was like, well, actually, I'm not competing with him. It's still them like group, if you like, out front, which are uncatchable now because I've lost too much time.
Yeah.
And I can't run at that pace. So they're running faster.
So you didn't have anyone behind you?
Yeah, so I'm like, maybe at best case scenario, right now I'm 4th. That's the best case scenario.
Oh, is that what you thought?
Yeah. So I thought I'm 4th.
Right.
And then as I'm coming into the last lap, all my family is shouting, "You're in silver! You're in silver!" So I'm thinking, I don't think I'm in silver, but so I knew something was wrong. Something was wrong, so I thought, well, I'm definitely not in silver because I definitely know 2 of the guys. Is it Brysedale? Is that his name? Bryce?
I can't remember. It was the Irish guy, wasn't it?
And there was. And then there was obviously James. So I'm thinking, I know there's two guys in front of me, so I'm definitely not in. Something's wrong here. But by that point, I was running all right. I'm looking behind me. No one's going to catch me. I'm like, I just need to settle into a rhythm that I don't explode, but fast enough to get through the finish line. So as I come through the finish line, the announcer says, "Here's our silver medalist, Rob Fletcher." And I didn't celebrate because I'm like, I'm not silver. I know I'm not. This is completely wrong. I went straight over to Owen and I said, "Who's in our age group here? And congratulations on your win, but who's in our age group? You know what I mean? I need my facts here." Selfish hat on again. And so I was like, right, who's in our age group? And there was 2 of them. So I thought, I think I've got bronze. I'm pretty sure I've got bronze here, but there's a lot of confusion. So I'm happy. I'm kind of content with that. But I've only got a couple of minutes, and then he's finishing because he started like 3 minutes behind me. So I'm thinking calculations are that Dave's going to be finishing very shortly.
So then he was thinking straight away, who's finishing in Dave's group?
Yeah.
And where's Dave?
I don't care about my result. I'm stood as close as I can to the finish line.
He was,
and I'm just staring at this like 300-400 metres straight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Staring at that, thinking, "Where's Dave? Where's Dave?" Because I knew you.
So you was waiting for a bit.
Yeah.
And then I come running through. And all my family like, "You're doing it, you've done it or something, you're in bronze." So I'm like, no way. I'm coming over the finish line and Rob's going, "We've both got bronze, kidder, we've both got bronze."
It was chaos, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that was an absolute magical day for us both to get a bronze.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was stuff of dreams.
Well, we both got the same. We both got the same medal. It was fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic.
We was buzzing, weren't we? All that was great.
So then on the night you go like, everyone's going for a big drink. You got all your big tails. Everybody knows. It's great, innit? We love it. We know that many people now. It's ridiculous. We have 20 people going for a meal afterward the race and stuff. Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And then. So we're all in this massive table. There was loads there, weren't they, on the Targum Race? And then everyone starts singing "Happy Birthday" to my son.
They did, didn't
on
they?
the night time. Right. It was quality, and Lee was buzzing. It was like,
And these are the memories, aren't they? And that we make.
And that's what we like to go for our races, GB stuff, because we've got this extra family now.
Well,
you
now
go
it's
on
a
holiday.
Now it's a community.
It's a community.
We didn't start it like that. We didn't go to the GB race to start a community. We've got friends elsewhere, haven't we? You don't need more friends in life, but you gain friends.
We've got to carry on with this year.
Now we're
2022.
Now we're just getting more and more friends every time.
So he's starting to get to know these people and that. So then we've done bronze medal at World Championships. In the September, we'd got the Euros in Bilbao. So we're in great shape.
Yeah.
We've got a chance of a medal again here at the Euros.
Confidence is through the roof by now, isn't it? You know,
it should be.
Of course it should be. Yeah. So we're really
we've got bronze. We've got a chance. We know it's going to be a tough field at this Euros in Bilbao. We know that, but we've got a chance. Definitely got a chance of a medal. So I'm like training all as much. We're both training as much as we can because we've done that in the June. So we had July, August to train. August, I used to take my bike out with me in my truck. So when I'd park up or whatever, I'd go for a bike ride, get some training done. Went out one day, hit this big pothole from in near Stoke, smashed all my face up, off work for a month, could hardly walk, lost like half my eyelid, bottom of my eyelid, absolute state. So obviously I couldn't race then because it was only a month after. Went to, I said, we'd already booked a place, so I was like, well, I'll go and watch Rob and it'll get me away for a few days. But I was like pretty much nearly bedbound, to be fair.
You was fatigued,
totally wiped out, wasn't I?
Yeah, it was constant. You was like sleeping in afternoons and all sorts, trying to recover, wasn't you? Yeah, he was a bit of a...
So, let me just...
And what was that down to? Was that down to the accident itself, or was it shock, or...?
Yeah, it was just shock, and yeah, it was just down to the accident. I was absolutely wiped out, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And it was like...
Really bizarre, really.
Yeah. Well, I could hardly see, and everything's in the eye. I could hardly see it.
You've had a lot of operations on the eye.
I've had loads of operations on my eye, yeah. So I've gone to support Rob. Now Rob can tell the Bilbao story.
Oh, you'd be miles funnier at telling this story.
No,
than me.
yours is good. You're good at it.
You're kidding me.
Go on, you tell while I look for these pictures.
So we get to Bilbao, gorgeous city, another place that
we'd love to go.
If no
back.
one's ever been, then you've got to go.
Well,
there.
I was down to go and I was injured. So
right.
I couldn't,
yeah, we're looking forward to it going back there actually because it's just fantastic. And so part of the other story of racing is more. I raced pretty well that day. Did I come fourth? Come fourth, didn't I? Yeah, I come fourth. I had a solid race. Come fourth, just outside the medals, but I still really enjoyed the performance and stuff. And then it was the night out celebration. It was like, right, let's get. So Owen and Lindsay James are out, and then everybody's out, and there's a good crowd of us. Right, where do we go? Everyone's hungry.
Everyone's hungry.
We've just raced.
But it's a Sunday night, innit?
Yeah.
And everywhere, Sunday night at like 10 o'clock or something.
And everywhere's pretty short. So we finds this restaurant, and it was a bit like how do you describe it?
I said it was like that.
Fawlty Towers or something.
No, it was the Goonies.
No, the Goonies.
Yeah,
you know, like the restaurant in the Goonies.
No, I'm not familiar with it.
Oh, you must have done.
I haven't, no.
Oh, anyway.
Oh.
So I reckon nearly every listener would have watched the Goonies.
Yeah,
so it's like the restaurant in the Goonies, and you're like, what is going on here? But it's the only place open. Let's go in. Completely empty. We get to a table of about...
You're like, what,
12 of us?
It's like a cartel bar, wasn't it? Restaurant,
well, yeah, we sat down and this guy comes out to serve us and I'm like...
What do you want? And we're like,
real abrupt. And I'm like, I think we're in like the cartel's restaurant because this isn't normal. And so everybody's on...
There's like 10 of us, wasn't there?
Yeah, 10, 12 of us. Everyone's on a bit like tenderhooks and that. Like, we'll have a pasta, we'll have a pizza. Okay. And he's like, whatever, and the guys are
these steaks come out, and they're like, "Wow, look at these steaks!" And he was right now. He was
it was good food. Yeah, we had some good food, but we was like, "I'm sure this is a mafia kind
so
of
then
thing." So we're all a bit like scared. We comes out.
So
of
this
there,
is about 11:30. So then, yeah, it's quite
we didn't
funny.
go out. We didn't go out. So we asked them where the nearest bar was.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. So it was 11:30, and they goes, "Where we're going to go now?" I went, "I've got an idea." So I says, "Excuse me," I says, "Where's the nearest bar we can go to now for a drink at this time?" So the guy goes, "Oh, come out, just turn around the corner, there's a bar there." So I'm like, "Sorted it, guys, I've sorted it. Nice one, Dave." I'll let Rob tell the story.
Goes around the corner, goes into this bar, don't we? A bit of music playing, pretty empty.
Now I'm like, "I need the toilet, I'm going to the toilet."
Everyone's getting the drinks in, and we're stood in this massive circle, just like this circle and stuff. And I'm kind of scratching my head, thinking something's not right with this bar. Can't really put my finger on it. I'm looking around and I'm seeing like these pretty women sat with these like random guys. There's like maybe 3 or 4 of them, and I'm like, they all look like the same. And you're seeing these people coming up the stairs. You're like, where have they come from? Because they haven't gone to the toilet because they went up early. I'd kind of clocked everyone in the building. I'm thinking that's not right. So I just turned around to everyone and I said, do you realise, everybody, we do realise where we are, don't you? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, we're in a brothel. This is a brothel. It's not a bar. This is a brass house. So they're like, no, it's not. I said, look around. And someone had gone to and said, oh yeah, when I went down there was rooms with women stood near the doorway. I'm like, yeah, it's a brass house. We're in a freaking brothel. So I'm like, my God. So everyone's laughing. We've had a few drinks this time. So we'll have, look, there's nowhere else to go. Let's just make the most of it. So I said, I'll tell you what we'll do. Why don't we all have a dance off? So that was
It
it.
was all in this circle, weren't we?
Yeah,
So we had to
it's
take
like-
it in turns, go into the middle, try and have a dance off.
So it's just having a.
You can
we're just
imagine
having a
we're all,
write-off, aren't we?
none of us can dance, but we're all wrecked because
Yeah.
that's what we do. We're just
having
having a jolly
time,
time,
weren't we? So we was stayed out till what, 2 in the morning?
So it was about 2 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning we get home, didn't we?
Yeah.
Back to our apartment. Oh, is it me that's telling
You're
this bit?
telling this bit. 'Cause you're
So the
fully
night
at it.
still aren't finished. We gets back into the 2 o'clock. I'm like, that was a night, kidder. And he's like, yeah, we laid in our 2 single beds and all this. Talking as you go to sleep. No night, kidder. Yeah, no night. Good night, John boy. Good night, yeah. And all this. Next thing, phone rings.
You just turn the lights out. It's instantly as you
Yeah,
turn the
yeah,
lights
turn
out,
the-
your phone
The
starts
phone
ringing.
starts
doesn't it?
ringing. I'm like, it's Owen James. What's he ringing for? Owen, what's up, pal? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Dave, we've locked ourselves out of our apartment. We can't get in. Can we come to yours? I'm like, well, you can come to ours, yeah, but there's no here. Do you know what I mean?
We've got
He's like,
2
yeah.
single beds.
Well, he goes, oh, well, can we come to yours? We need somewhere. We're freezing. So we're like, well, it's a Sunday night. They can't get hold of it. Yeah, come round to ours, Owen. Rob's like, what's up? He said, what are you saying? Come round to ours for? He goes, I said, they're locked out. I goes, they need a bed for the night. So Robs goes, well, who's going to sleep with Owen and who's going to sleep with Lindsay?
So you bust out laughing.
I'm like, you don't.
He's on the
He's
floor
like, what?
crying and
He's
laughing.
like, what? Because we're drunk, aren't we? He's like, what? Who's going to share with Lindsay? Who's going to share with Owen? I went, they're going to have your bed, kid, and you're going to come with me. He's like, oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
You're pissing yourself laughing at that one.
So they comes in and they're telling us, and they're,
they're laughing.
They're laughing. They can't believe it. I'm like, you've got that bed. We've moved the beds separate because we pushed ours together on our videos. Like, we don't like single beds. We like double beds together and all this, for our YouTube video and all that. We said we've just separated the beds, so you've got a little bit of privacy and the laughing. Like, do you know what I mean? There's like that much gap between the two beds. We're heads to tails. Do you know what I mean? Top to tail or whatever it's called.
We must have been chatting for another 2 or 3 hours there.
Oh, it was
I reckon.
ridiculous, wasn't it? It was ridiculous
So
that
it was
night.
getting on for silly o'clock in the morning. We still then gets up the next day because we all went to the beach, didn't we? Next day.
Yeah, we went to
had
the
a great
beach.
time at that. Oh, I said.
Oh, for God's sake.
I forgot about that. So we gets this train, didn't we? We gets this train to the
got the
beach. And we're
underground.
looking on the maps, right? We need to get off at that stop. And I'm like, no, if you get off the stop before, there's a closer beach. We need to get off the stop before, didn't we? So we got off the stop before, and it wasn't closer. It was 3 times as long.
Yeah,
and
it was this little beach he'd seen. It was like, you could fit 4 people on it. It was a stony beach.
I was gonna say it was a
It was like,
nudist beach.
this other beach was a really nice, gorgeous beach. And we're like, kiddo, what have you done?
We had to walk in.
So we've got this massive hangover. We walk into the beach.
There's 4 of us, isn't there?
With 4 of us to the beach. We go to Lindsay's like, oh, at least we can lay down on the beach and that and chill out. And we're like, and me and Rob like, lay down on beach? She's like, why? I go, we ain't got a towel. So Lindsay and Owen had to share a towel and me and Rob had to share one of their towels. Like, we keep sharing everything.
It's just ridiculous.
It was just
such a good
and that's just the comment. And that I think that was the holiday that you was like, I love these holidays now.
Yeah, they're just so
These are just
chaos.
so mental, these holidays. Whether the family comes
Yeah.
or not,
Well, that's it, isn't
you
it?
know people, and it's just because we've got Cliff and Jackie who we've met. I don't know if you've met Cliff and Cliff Puttock.
I know the name.
Jackie always takes all the photos of everybody.
I've met Cliff at a couple of races. I know he's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is he the one with the?
He's a bald head.
Oh no.
He's a specimen of a man, isn't he? He
Cliff
isn't
is,
he?
yeah.
He's
Let
just
me
a
just get
legendary
Cliff
specimen.
on.
I know the name.
And then Jackie does all the photos. Everybody
Right,
will know
okay.
Jackie from all the really nice photos that
So
she does.
them two were supposed to be coming to Bilbao, but then their plane got cancelled, didn't it? And they
Yeah.
couldn't get on, so they couldn't come.
Yeah.
So what came next then? After what have you been up to?
That's Cliff there, look.
Yeah, I know the name, but I don't
No,
know him.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I've chucked in a few Wales, Lanzarote, and then Ironman Leeds. So I've still kept my Ironman
So
stuff
you did
going.
Ironman Leeds the first.
Yeah, we
first
did.
year.
And what pulled me back into that was a kid called Chris Phillips, one of my best mates from a late teenager, and he was coming into the sport, if you like, and I says, let's do our Ironmans together. So we'd done Ironman Lanza together in 2024. That was his first one,
Right.
and then I says he was on about doing like one of the European ones on circuit, and I said, look, it's going to be an Ironman Leeds. It could be a one-off. It's on our doorstep.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
So I've kind of pushed him away from like Switzerland or whatever, and I said, let's do Leeds. and it was a fantastic event, and he's kind of got me a bit more love back for the sport of Ironman again, and kind of bolstered that up, because I was still kind of flirting with the GB stuff, but my long distance stuff was taking a bit of a back seat. So doing that with Chris was just real nice, and I was helping him how to do triathlon. Even though we live 350 miles away, we could just kind of relate. You've got stuff like Swift these days, haven't you? Where you do your video calls and stuff like that with it all, and. So I was still doing that, but obviously still keen on doing the GB stuff. So so we'd kind of done Ibiza 2023.
You did, I didn't.
So you didn't go that one?
I didn't do that, no, because it was my wife's 50th birthday, so I had to take her on a nice holiday.
Of course.
Which
Ibiza's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah, but not as nice as Mauritius.
No.
So we took her to Mauritius.
You went there, didn't you? But Ibiza was...
I try and do it alternate, or give every couple of years, she has a choice of an holiday, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I have
well, you've got to live your life still, haven't you?
Try and do me... Yeah, we try and still have a choice of holiday for Angie at least every other year or something like that. Try and make it
I was in good shape for that event, really good shape, and about 3 weeks before, I'd won a race down south. It was a
Cowman or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I'd
done
a really good performance down there, and I thought, right, that's pretty good. I reckon I can even tweak all the times for going into Ibiza. I was running well under 36 minutes on the 10k, and that was cross country kind of stuff. So I was like, I'll probably end up doing well under 35 and a half during Ibiza, which is it's probably going to put me up there. Definitely challenging for. Medals, as long as I bike well. Bike needed a little bit more tweaking, but I was kind of there. But straight after that Carmen, me and my mate was actually down there. I had to do a job afterwards. I had to go to work afterwards in that area, so it all kind of worked out quite nice. But during the event, I was coughing up black chunks. It was proper like chunks of what you would scrape out your fire. It was disgusting, and I just couldn't stop coughing for the full event. But it didn't affect my performance. My performance was spot on. And then I just got really ill for like three weeks after that, and my mate he got really ill, and obviously it was really on the back end of that like COVID times. So it was probably the second time I'd probably caught that. It's still quite powerful on you. And I went into Ibiza and I was just shattered. I wasn't well. I was still coughing on the start line, and this was quite a few weeks later. But I had nothing, and I thought, well, I've come here. I'm just going to race, and that's kind of what I did.
You tried your best, but you was about 17th or something like that.
I think I was 18th.
Was you?
Yeah, I was nowhere near anyone. It was.
I think he started on the bike, and then like within like 20 minutes on the bike or 15 minutes, he just didn't have any energy, did you?
I don't even think I had energy for the first run.
No, I think he was a lot slower on the reverse run,
was just horrendous. So that didn't really go well, but I actually felt in much better fitness than my result. So I knew the fitness was pretty much there. So it was
just full of cold, and
I was sleeping all in the afternoons.
Yeah, it was
I went with my father-in-law, and we just turned it to a nice holiday, and we went on plenty of walks and stuff. Walking I could do, but anything strenuous, I just couldn't cope with it. So
it's weird, isn't it?
Really bizarre. So
I guess that's the thing about fitness and sport in general, isn't it? You have your ups and downs, and it's just like a right roller coaster, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think I went on to Ironman Wales later that year. I didn't really perform that well there. I didn't really train for that. I think I was doing about 4 hours a week training for an Ironman, which is just horrendous. And you know, it's like you're not going to get a good result, are you? But I still do it because I enjoy it. And it's a family weekend. But you know, your result's going to be like, well, it's not going to be.
But I think if you go into like a race like that, and you know. Then you can actually go on and enjoy the race. I said this to one of the previous guests. You know, if something goes wrong in the race, like I think she had a mechanical at the time, and she just enjoyed getting to the finish and doing the run.
Well, I didn't enjoy it.
She knew she wasn't competitive, and I think if you can get that in your head, your mindset, that you're not going to be, you know, and it must be harder for you guys because you've already medalled and you've been on that podium, so that's the expectation, isn't it?
It is, but it is a no. I can turn up to a race in any condition and I have a great time.
I don't, I don't always think I'm in medal contention around it. It's just I like to try and, if I can try and get my PBs
right
for me, like my run or whatever, the last few years obviously I've been concentrating on a bit more running, try and get them down, then I'm happy. It don't matter where, it's like we did Quambra in 2024 and it was the best run I've ever done. It was like nearly 35. I think it was 35:10 or something. I'm like, that's the fastest I've ever run. You can't ask for any more than that, can you?
We raced fantastic in Coimbra.
We both raced absolutely fantastic. It was one of them where I was the faster runner, he was the faster biker. Was in different age groups, and then we ended up being 40 seconds difference off of 2 hours. It's nothing, is it?
Nothing, is it? No.
I think
He was the next person in front of me, along in front. Yeah.
I was like 7th in my age group.
I think we both finished 7th.
But the performance-wise, you walk away happy.
Yeah.
You know, I come away, I was like, we was buzzing. We had a
both buzzing
great
with that.
time.
Yeah.
And then there was Pam Edgar from Barracuda Club. She got a bronze.
Yeah.
So all the spotlight went on Pam. Yeah.
And it was lovely.
There was me, James, and you out there from Barracuda, but it was really nice for Pam to win a bronze. She was buzzing, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was
just
buzzing.
Really nice for the club to see, to see Pam get the bronze there, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we welcomed her into like the meal family afterwards, and she was buzzing. I'm like, she's like, it's brilliant. I went, that's why we come, because there's 20 of us eating a meal together. It's just.
She was known as the Queen of Coimbra, wasn't she? After that, we named her that, and she was loving that, wasn't she? So that was really nice for Pam, wasn't it? So
that's when that was my last big race, really, Coimbra, and then I was a bit tired. I'd qualified for the year end of 2023. I'd got diagnosed with cancer again, which there was like, it's come back again, Dave, we're going to have to keep an eye on it. But now it was really happening. It was just the bloods were slightly going up, blood counts were going up, and I'd concentrated on running in 2023, and I wanted to qualify for London Marathon because it was always something on my bucket list, you know, it's something you've always wanted to do. And I've tried a few times, and I managed to get the 2:56, so I managed to get my sub 3 to qualify. Wow. So it got me into London for 2025, and I'm like, But then I got diagnosed with cancer, and it's like, will I be able to do it and all this? So 2024 we had Coimbra, and I'd give it me all. That was quite funny actually, innit, Coimbra? So we got to Coimbra, and I'm like to Rob, right, we're both in really good shape. As we've just said, we was in real good shape. I'm like, there's no excuses here, kiddo. We're both in brilliant shape. And he went, you've got cancer, Rob. You've got cancer, Dave. And I'm like, I forgot about that. And I actually had, for that split second, I had forgot about it, because I just was going for checkups every month to see how bad my blood counts, and I was going for CT scans, and it was just keeping an eye on everything. But after Coimbra, I was just like, I'd done Olsdorf Powerman early on just to get race fit for Coimbra, and Coimbra, I'm like, that's it. I've qualified for next year's race or whatever. I'm just like, I'm done. Yeah. I'm going to do London Marathon next year, and I'm just like, I need a breather now.
Yeah, because you kind of knew the build-up is all going to kick off with the cancer.
It's all going to kick off.
The numbers don't go down.
At this time, I was like living 3 months in advance. I knew for the next 3 months I was going to be all right. Yeah. And it's hard to keep going and keep going.
Yeah. And you don't want to pay for expensive races when you don't know what's going to happen every 3 months. So you chose running because it was cheaper, it was easier, and you can just in and out of it whenever.
Yeah, so I chose for like 2025 I booked London, and I'm like, I'm not qualifying for any races because I don't know what I'm going to do. And it's like, something's going to happen soon, Dave, and it's like, oh God, will I get London? Will I get through London to be able to do London before it happens? Yeah. And for a year or for 15 months, it was just like, we'll see you next month and see what the blood counts are.
Over you all the time,
and it was just hanging over, and it can get you down
eventually.
A bit. But I was like, right, let's see if I can get London done. And then my mate was like, are you going for a good time? I'm like, I've got a good time. I'm happy. I've done a sub 3. I'm going to go and have a great day. Yeah. I'm going to film it and record it and just have a jolly. Yeah. And if I can stop at a pub and have a pint halfway around, it don't get any better, and have a laugh and go high-fiving. And pretty much that's what I did. Yeah. There was people on the side of the road at 20 miles, a beer. Does anyone want a beer? I went, to right. Please. I grabbed it thinking there was only going to be like a quarter of a cup full of beer. And it was a full beaker of beer. And I'm like, shit, that's nearly a pint. And I just necked it. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm living the dream. I necked it. And my mate's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I've just necked a beer. And he's like, you donut. I started running about a mile later or something. I'm like, oh, that's laid heavy on my stomach. I'm like, oh, but I've only got 5k to go, so I'll be all right. And we was just jollying around. Every bend we was running round, I was going wide to high-five everyone and get everyone cheering and all that. And I run like an extra half a mile or something than I should have done, because I was going round high-fiving all the bends. And
you ran this with one of your best mates, Ben.
I ran it with Ben.
Ben from years.
We'd both dreamed of running the London Marathon. We both qualified together. And so I said, I'm going to do it for fun. And he's like, at first he was like, oh, I want a good time. I'm like, well, I want my son to be able to see my video of me having a good laugh. I'm like, a time's really irrelevant to anybody. If I got 2:54, does it really matter? I've already got 2:56 or whatever. It's irrelevant. I want to just have a laugh. And he says, I've got a bit of an injury. I'm going to do what you do. And afterwards, he was like, I'm so pleased we did that. But we ended up starting on different start lines. And was like, we're going to meet each other. I'm like, right, everyone comes together at 3 miles. Or 2 miles, 2.5 miles, 2 miles. So I went, at the 3 mile marker, stand on the right hand side at the 3 mile marker. I went, and we'll plan to meet there after 25 minutes. So it gives us plenty of time. Obviously, where I started near the front, so I was off quite quick, and I was quite all right. So I ran, and I must have got there in about 19 minutes the first 3 miles. I was absolutely fine. So, but I wanted to get there to not miss Ben.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting. It gets to like 25, 26 minutes. I'm like, where is he? So I'm like, we took our phones so we could ring each other, and I'm like, where are you, Benji? He goes, I'm at the 3 mile mark. I went, you can't be, mate. I'm at the 3 mile marker on the right hand side. So he's like, well, I'm there at the 3 mile. I'm like, you're not there, mate. So I'm like, I'm putting my hand up waving now. He goes, I can see you. I'm like, where are you? I'm up the road. I'm coming towards the 3 mile marker. I went, so you want at the 3 mile marker? I'm like, for God's sake.
Luckily, though, you got together in that.
So
fantastic.
once we met at the 3 mile, it was just such a laugh all the way. Do you know what I mean? So funny.
You had a great time.
Such an event, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm like,
iconic event.
Yeah, it was class. Yeah. Have you ever done it?
Never done it.
So it was just something that I've really wanted to do, and I so embraced it. And the video is class, and it was just such a lovely memory to be able to do it. And they says, what time are you going for? I'm like, I'm not really going for a time.
And that's nice in itself, isn't it? Not having a goal, just going and enjoying the events. Because when you get into the age group, it's all about, I want to do the best I can.
Yeah.
Well, it is, but I enjoy performing at your best level as well, though. So when some people say, I'll just go for the enjoyment, it's like, yeah, but we enjoy it being at peak level, we enjoy it not being at peak level, we enjoy it just having a laugh, we enjoy all the spectrum.
The amount of times
but sometimes your specific goal for London was to film it, really embrace as much detail as possible, rather than staring in front of you and enjoying it from a performance point of view.
It's like missing stuff out. It's like I always dreamt to running around Cutty Sark. I wanted to film me running around Cutty Sark. I didn't want to miss it by focusing. Do you know what I mean? It's like you've got to embrace it all. But I'd missed actually one of them. I'd missed Big Ben. I'd ran and they went, my sister went, did you see Big Ben? I went, no. And I didn't see Big Ben. And when I looked at the photos after, we'd just caught a lad up from City of Hull, because I run for City of Hull. Right. So me and Ben are running our City of Hull tops, and we'd just caught a lad up from City of Hull, and he was dying. So we got him going again to run with us. And at that point, we'd got him concentrating on him. We'd run past Big Ben. But the pictures come out, and there's a picture of all three of us in a line with Big Ben in the background. And I'm like, well, it don't get any better than that, does it?
You got to see it.
So I said, I got to see it anyway. So sometimes you don't want to miss them little things, do you?
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, so that was really class.
So does that bring us up to date then?
It nearly does.
I did Rumia this year, 2025. That was it was again a solid performance. Come fifth, that was all right. But the kid who come third is from our club, Barracuda, and he got his first bronze. We think he's definitely going to go on to a gold. Don't we? One year.
Nick
Oring, so fast runner, and he's very good on the bike. He was just up against some absolutely superb
ex-professional triathletes. It's hard to beat them.
He's still progressing, so it's like he's definitely going to get
Watch
gold.
This space.
Yeah, definitely Nick. Yeah. So he's got a bronze. So we're so he's doing great.
Doing well.
He's doing really strong. We've got a lot of people doing GB.
Nearly doubled in numbers in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So
where is it based? Is it based in Hull?
Based in Hull, with the longest, biggest club in Hull since I think it started in the late 80s.
Right. How many members have you got all?
Maybe
about 160, I think now.
Yeah.
It's good now. Yeah. So we always do normally we do the presentation, we do the entertainment for the night, do the raffle.
I saw
and
the
all
Instagram
stuff,
where you were. Was it?
Delboy and Rodney.
Rolling Fools and all.
Oh, that was brilliant.
So we get dressed up and do all that, and they love it, don't they? All the triathlon club, but. As it's gone this year, after London Marathon, I'll explain. I can't do the presentation because it's this weekend. And after London, I got told that there was something in my chest, a little tumour in my chest. So in August I had to have an operation. It was supposed to be keyhole. It was keyhole operation, so it was going to be quite nice and light. But they did my operation, got the tumour out, which was great. My blood came down quite a bit, but not enough. But then I had a chyle leak into my lungs and lung area, lung cavity. Right. So my lung cavity was filling up. I had loads of problems with it. I had to have a drain in, and that was getting blocked up. And I ended up being in hospital for like 6 weeks, 7 weeks. Wasn't it?
He was in a bad state. You dropped down from his normal racing weight is like 67,
so I was like 70 kilos this year, and then I dropped down to say 60 kilos in hospital.
I think you went under 60.
Yeah, I went 59 something. Yeah.
Is that the medication?
No, that was just this chyle leak thing that I won't be able to eat properly. I couldn't eat, and all this in hospital. It was just.
Was you on tube food for that after 6 weeks as well?
Yeah, I was on all food like that. So.
You just
and then I came out of hospital,
away, don't you?
And there was like, you need to build yourself up because you're going to have chemo in the beginning of the new year. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, it's because I've still got a couple of things in my neck now, and that's the problem really. So I've got some more cancer in my neck. So the only way they can get rid of it is chemotherapy, and I've got to have like normal chemotherapy, and if my body can cope with it, because I've had that much chemo in the past, then they're going to give me the high dose chemo on top of that, which I've never had. Yeah. And hopefully that will kill it. But it'll all start in the new year. This is what they said. So in October, they said you need to get as fit as you possibly can for January, February. So I said, right, I need to try and get up to say 73 kilo if I can, and just try and get as fit. So as soon as I could get on my bike, I was like, right. It was beginning of November,
I think pretty much the 1st November, give or take, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, it was the 6th of November. I do remember it was the 6th of November, when first time I went on my bike. That was the first time I was able to move, because I've just been cut up and ripped all up and everything. It was horrendous in hospital. So I got on my bike first day, and I was like 5 minutes at 100 watts. That's all I could do.
I don't even think you touched 100, did you? Did you actually touch 100 watts?
I think I touched 100 watts. And for the first few days, it was 100 watts at like 5 minutes. I managed to get to 10 minutes after about 3 days.
You shattered as well.
And I was broken, wasn't I? And I'm like, my legs had gone as thin as my arms. And I was in like sub 17 shape at the beginning of August for running, because I'd concentrated on my 5k. Because I thought I'll concentrate on my running, because I don't have to book out in, do I? It's not expensive, is it, compared to
absolutely, yeah.
So I was in really good shape. My legs was huge and that, and they'd gone to like nothing. So I'm like, right, I've got 2 months now to try and get as fit and healthy. If I've got to get as fit and healthy. So I've gone on the turbo trainer every day since I've been off, because I haven't been able to go back to work.
You must be up to 90 days now, yeah?
I'm up to, what day are we on today? Is it 29th? I'm up day 86.
You said 29th, yeah.
29th.
Yeah,
so
so
on
I'm
day
on day
86
today.
Day 86.
So I've done half an hour. Just done half an hour again easy today, because I've had a couple of hard days a couple of days before.
But you're nearly up to PB standard
I'm nearly up to PB standard on my
it's
bike
amazing,
again.
isn't it? I was just thinking about all this. It's like you're training for something, but it's not a race, but it is an event.
I class it as a race.
Yeah.
I always do it. I've got to get in peak performance. Yeah. And obviously in 2009, when doctor says, if you hadn't been as fit and healthy, you'd be dead. I go into these things like, and Rob says, if you're the fittest person that'll ever do this treatment, there won't be anyone fitter than you that's doing this at the moment, because. So I'm giving myself. I can only control that, can't I?
The best chance you can
I give it the best chance. So I've got hell to go through for the next 6 months, and if I get through it, then I'm aiming. Because last year I did one race last year, and that was to qualify for Abu Dhabi for the Worlds. So I qualified in third. I got third qualifying place. I think there was only 4 trying to qualify in my age group, so that was a bonus. But I got it. So we're both on the same start line. The aim was to race against each other, because
it's going to be actually, it's obviously same age group, isn't it?
Same age group this year.
Yeah.
But now
that's where we came in, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's not to compete, it's just to try and get on that start line and maybe complete it. But whether I can or not, I don't know if I'm going to be able to recover in time. Because I've got a feeling I'm going to have keemo, then I'm probably going to have to have an operation. And it's going to be a long
idea
drawn
what's
out.
going to go on this year. You've got no
Nobody
idea.
knows.
There's a plan for your keemo, but even that through the past we've learned,
they're giving me a slim chance of being able to fully recover from it all, get through it all. So whether I will be able to, but so my goal is really to try and get to Abu Dhabi this year, whether I do or not. That's it. Right. But I want to try and get there and watch Rob anyway.
It's a great goal to have.
So that's it. It's all about living, innit?
And we'll be there. So
are you going as well? Are you?
Yes, I qualified. Mrs. C's managing a team.
Oh yeah, nice.
So
Is that the first time she manages a team, or is she doing one earlier in the year at like
No, she's
Bagnolas or something?
no, she would normally do the Europeans, but the lady who does the Worlds doesn't want to go,
Right.
so they've swapped over.
Okay. Yeah.
So she's doing that, but she also did the T100,
Mhm.
which was, when was that? December, first inaugural T100 distance for age group athletes. At the grand final of the T100
Nice.
over in Qatar. So she was managing that. So whether she gets that opportunity again as well, I don't know. So we'll just have to wait and see. But we'll both be in Abu Dhabi. So
Yeah,
Hopefully
we will see you there.
Hopefully, mate. Yeah,
We'll see you both.
That's the target.
yeah. That's it. That's the plan to get there.
Yeah. Well, listen. Thank you. That's a great story. Stories.
We've got the
Great
we've got the
story.
questions.
We've
You
got
always
quick fire questions.
quick fire questions.
Quick fire questions.
Now let's have a quick with us though, Richard. you might have known that by now.
He's ready for an afternoon nap.
Yeah, I was going to put some training in today, but I don't think I'm going to get it. No, it's fab. So the first one, as you know, because you listen to the podcast, thank you very much, is what's your favourite bit of kit?
Well,
Are you going first?
I'll go first. So my favourite bit of kit in the last year, which has actually gelled the club together really in all the new people coming in, so they can have their like little window of photos and stuff. So the social side of Barracuda has really kicked off in the last 18 months. And from a lot of different avenues, a lot of different people having an input. And one of the inputs we did last year at the awards ceremony, we give out a load of socks to everybody, just randomly give them out, and it's kicked off with photos and stuff.
You've got to take photos with your sock on in a
Sock
different
on in a
place.
different
You know,
location.
the location.
Yeah.
See
So
who gets
that's
the best.
socks, and I've even got a little surprise for you. I've got you a pair of these
Oh,
socks.
wow.
One for Mrs. C
Go.
and one for you.
Oh, thank you ever so much.
It's a pair of the Timu socks that have really helped to gel everybody together. And
Right.
So we all put them on, and we have to take a picture of our location. Where a good location.
you could be anywhere. You
And
could
are these running socks, cycling
anything.
socks?
They're just
More
Something like
cycling
that?
Timu socks. So
They're all right for cycling.
But
All
people
right.
have
I
been.
just saw the Mavic on them and I thought
They're really nice actually.
They're
really
all right
good.
socks actually. To be fair.
You know, you
Cool.
could be
Thank
walking
you.
your dog in the sticks or whatever, or any type of activity. People have been uploading the photos to the social, and it's been a good thing, hasn't it? Really, but
And
we
what's
never
that
started that.
social? Is it your?
It's just a massive WhatsApp group for the club, so
Right.
everybody just keeps in contact and tells people what they're doing and stuff, which is
Yeah,
quite
that's
nice.
the,
That's
you.
nice,
That was
yeah.
your idea last year. That was
That's
a
a
really
great idea.
random,
With the
really good
socks,
idea,
and
wasn't
then
it?
we've got a lot of people inputting on the WhatsApp
Yeah.
from a lot of different avenues, and it's helped people get to know everybody. Because when you've got a big club,
Yeah,
and
it's
especially
a lot,
when it's
yeah.
rapid growth in a few years, not everybody knows everybody. And so you've got everybody from brand new beginners up to people that have been doing it 30, 40 years. And so there's people then aren't afraid to ask questions and get to know people and stuff. So and the socks has helped a bit of a. It's comedy, and it's a bit of humour, and humour brings people together. So there's your socks.
Thank you ever
There's
so
your
much.
socks.
Yeah.
Little present there for you.
Yeah, so mine does link into what you're just saying there, actually,
Right.
Rob, because my favourite bit kit this year, which has really helped me, has been the Zwift with the video calls. Because like when I started cycling again, I was like, I wonder if I could get up to the Alpe d'Huez before Christmas. You know, when I first started in November, and I'm like, it's gonna be tight, but I might be able to do it. That was my target. So then Chris Phillips, Rob's mate, we're always chatting together. I reckon you can do it in under an hour. I'm like, come on, Alpe d'Huez under an hour. I've only got 7 weeks or something it was, and I'm like, I'm at 0 level here. She's like, we'll try and do it. So each week I'm getting a bit better. I'm getting a bit better. And then I worked out how many watts I needed to do, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to get there. Barracuda lot got in. That Robert told the Barracuda lot, so they got in touch, and they're like, right, we're going to support you, Dave. We're all going to have a video call that day. We're going to all go on together. We'll all ride up the Alpe d'Huez together. There was 8 of us, weren't there, or 9 of us doing it.
So we set up like this
We
little
all
group
did it.
ride. Yeah.
So it was before Christmas was the challenge, and we did it. We said we'll do it the Saturday before Christmas, and so we all attempted it. I got 61.12 or something. So they're all like, "That's a great effort, Dave. Nice one." I'm like, "But it's not, is it? I didn't get me sub 60."
He hadn't achieved his goal.
I went, "But it's Saturday. Christmas Day is on Thursday. I'm going to have a go on Christmas Eve." So I had a go on Christmas Eve again. So there was a few of us that had a go on Christmas Eve, and I got the 59.30 or something. So I did my sub hour.
Awesome.
So favourite bit of kit for these last few months has been that, because it's really encouraged me, and it's been great that we've been able to go on these group chats and just a bit of community together, and you're seeing different people have a bit of banter, and it's really worked out good for me.
Yeah, because obviously Chris challenged you to a level what you didn't think you could get to, so it's that constant pushing.
Yeah.
And
it's really going to help me.
That's exactly what it is.
Because I actually thought that was impossible to do at the time when he said it, and I said that's going to help me this year, because when I think it's impossible, I know I've done that, so I can do this. But my favourite bit of kit, Richard, you're going to like this. This is good. Every time I go to a race, mate, I always check double quilted toilet roll, because you go to a race and you get that hard toilet paper, and I don't want a sore ass when I've got to do racing.
Especially if you're doing the longer distances as well.
Yeah,
and everybody
slags me off. Everybody said Dave's got his toilet roll again. But they always go, can I borrow some of your toilet? Can I have some of your toilet roll, Dave?
Oh, there's no toilet paper in the toilet, is there?
So they all come to Dave, you say, Dave, can we borrow your toilet roll?
So I always have
like,
to take
no,
my
you're
double...
not going to give me it back, though,
I take it everywhere with me, my double quilted toilet roll. So that is my little...
Top
I've
tip.
never had toilet roll before.
I bet nobody's ever had that before.
Nobody's had that before. I've had some weird ones, but never had
Make sure you
so
take your toilet roll.
take your toilet roll, because it does come in handy.
You heard it here first.
There you go.
So, I don't know whether you've answered this already. What does a bit of... I mean, obviously, your situation's going to be different, but training week, what you're doing at the moment, because obviously you said that you don't train.
Yeah, but this has been one of the best. This has probably been the best winter.
This has been the best winter we've ever done.
I've probably had another decent winter, maybe 13 years ago, but this is solid this winter. The bike's really strong.
So, what does a week of training look like for you?
Well, I'm doing more hours now than I've done for peak condition at Ironman before. So I think last week I got up to 10 hours training.
I think because he knows I'm on my bike every day.
Yeah,
he's trying to help me be on my bike every day by saying I'll go on the bike. So there's a few of us.
Obviously, Zwifting in different places, but
just got video calls. Whoever's on, so they
we're doing the same route together and stuff.
So
it's every day. So
we're doing together.
We're doing that.
I'm swimming. I've changed my swimming because with all masters, which is fantastic to swim with, but the timings just wasn't working with my work line. So it was like the last sort of 8 years, or whatever. I've been swimming like once a week, and you just go into events and you're losing 10 minutes on your swim compared to yourself, what you're capable of. And so my Ironmans have always been a bit rusty since before 2020, and so it was like, right, I want to do outlaw this year, and I've done it in the past, and I want to really get a nice performance there again. And in order to do that, I need to swim 3 times a week. So I've had to pull away from all masters, which is difficult because it's so good swimming. And then I've joined a gym where I've got access to the pool when I can go there. So I'm trying to chuck in 3 swims a week, which I've been doing. So that's quite a lot. Not used to doing that. Really hammering the bike, and then I'm only just starting to run properly at the moment, because that's the last few years I've just kept getting injured all the time running. So you kind of get to a decent level. You might do one good race, and then I'm out again. And I've never really had that. The last couple of years I've been rushing to get to the GB events in good shape, and it's just a rush. You go like 4 or 5 weeks to get up to race speed. It's not enough. So I'm really trying to be patient with the running, building that for July, and then we've got the Euros in July, followed by Outlaw. So just really going to try and focus on July, getting really good condition, and then we can have a bit of a downtime after that, and then rebuild for November for 2 World Championships in Abu Dhabi. There's the standard duathlon and then middle distance triathlon. So I've got 3 GB events this year. This is the most I've ever done. So this year it's lined up to be quite big for me in terms of air races. There's 5 big air races this year.
That's a lot.
Normally you'd have maybe 1, 2. So it's the 2 months that I just need to try and get peak condition for. So the work's starting now. Or even in December, November started doing that. But I'm going to try and get those like hours in where you're doing 8 or plus hours a week in total, which for me that's a lot. I don't normally do that. So if I can do that over a consistently long time, I would like to say I can reap the rewards. Let's see. Well, so that's the idea.
Fingers crossed. Next question is, what's the best bit of advice you've been given?
So man, is believe in yourself. And consistency is key.
Advice really was them boys in the early days that was really helping me with heat weather training. So, and obviously the knowledge now we have about salt intake on hot weather training, it's out there, quite easy accessible. But at the time there wasn't many companies even dealing with salt tablets. So to have that real knowledge, and I think that the best bit of advice is talk to your community around you, the friends and family, or it could even be other athletes at the pool or whatever, and just try and drip feed some knowledge into you as much as possible, especially those that are starting out.
Yeah.
Just learn as much as you can, because all that's going to be useful tools come race day.
100%.
You know.
And I've got a little story about that. One of the girls who's been on the podcast, and she was on the Next Gen, who's in my club, and she qualified last year to race. And I'd suffered with cramps for years, calf cramps and stuff. And she come up with and said, just try these salt tablets.
Right.
And it saved my race in Pontevedra when I was doing the cross duathlon last year.
Yeah.
Because I'd got onto the bike, did one lap on the bike, and my legs started cramping.
Ooh.
I had the tablets in my back pocket, popped a couple, that was it, finished the race. It was a game changer. So you're right, you know, they don't even have to be experienced athletes, but if they've had knowledge and of things themselves,
it's just little things.
I would say the other bit of advice is enjoy something when you've done something good.
yeah.
Celebrate.
Instead of thinking I could have done better, enjoy that.
We're all
because
like that though, aren't
you
we?
don't-
We're all, I think we're just like programmed to think,
If I
yes,
always-
I've done really well, but I could have done this
If
better.
I always do
I
pretty
try and leave it at least 4 or 5 days before analysing a race. So no matter what race I've done, good, bad, whatever, I forget about the analysing. I don't look at all the details of transition times or who's done what, where they've done it. Because if you're analysing when you're tired, which is straight after a race, you can have this disappointment.
negative,
You can always look at
It can be.
people
it can
look
be.
at too many
Yeah,
negative
it can
things
be.
instead of positive.
And if you just give it a few nights sleep, and then when the time comes, then you can analyse ready for your next plan of a next attack, which is going to be another race. But you've had at least a day or two where you've just celebrated your level of fitness, because that's what you go into the races for. The race is a celebration of the training. Especially when I'm doing like long distance like Ironman, I never judge myself. It's more you go out there and that's trying.
I think that's really solid advice, really, really good advice. And my last question is, as always, your shorter and your long-term goals. Well, I think you've both pretty much told us you're short.
My shot, yeah.
Your short term is recovery,
Yeah.
and
Well,
try
get
and
through this
get through it.
chemo. The chemo starts on the 9th of February.
Yeah.
So
that's-
get through that and then see what happens. But yeah, I can only look at a couple of months at a time anyway at the moment with my life. So I haven't really had a long term goal for a long time.
Say it goes to plan and you come out the other end, what would you like?
Oh, we was on about
long,
this
long
one.
term.
So in the long term,
what would
the
you
dream scenario, if everything goes absolutely perfect,
Yeah.
the club is 40 in 2028.
Right.
Our triathlon club Barracuda, and we're going to go to Lanzarote and do Lanzarote 2028 Ironman.
Cool.
And there's
So
quite a
loads
lot.
of
There's
people
quite a lot
going.
talking about. It's always been quite a race.
So if
A lot of
everything
people
goes
have
according
commented
to
on it.
plan, Richard, I'll pip Rob on the finish line in Lanzarote 2028.
What's your long term?
Well, that's one of the longevity as well, isn't it? Just trying to keep in sport, keep off the beer, and keep on the fitness plan for your life. Really, a lot of our heroes in our sport are from the club where they've 70s and 80s and still doing sport. So you look up to
isn't
them
great
characters.
because I think that's so important. Like I said to you before about building that bubble around you, and the beauty of the age group is that you see everybody from like 18 to 80 and beyond still doing it,
Yeah, exactly.
and that just like no matter what part of your life you're going through, that end there is just inspirational.
Yeah.
That's what you can be like.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to be like the average old age pensioner. You know what I mean? You can aim for that and still be as fit and as active. And we've got a guy in our club, John Sharp, who's been on the podcast. I don't know whether you've listened to his yet. And he's, what is he now? He's 82. And he was out with me mountain biking.
It's amazing, isn't it?
In one of the woods local, and I was crapping myself because it's like all the burns and coming down serious, and I'd done it quite a lot. And he said, "Oh, I'll come with you," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And I was like, "Oh, please don't come off, please don't come." But he's like in his 80s and he's still working, and it's like, I want to be
That's
like him.
isn't it?
Yeah,
So that's the beauty of it.
So
isn't it?
long term, that's kind of it. Try and keep that attitude throughout your life. However long that may be. So
Brilliant. Well,
Yeah.
listen, thank you ever so much once again
Cheers,
for
Richard.
sharing
It's good. I
great
like listening to
stories.
Rob's side of it as well.
Yeah, no, it's been brilliant. Been unique from my podcast.
Something a little bit different
Yeah,
for you.
absolutely. I've never experienced this before. So great. Cheers, guys.
All right,
It's been a pleasure to meet you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
And there they go. I'd just like once again to say a big thank you to Rob and to Dave for coming over from Hull and doing that live. We had a right laugh. Truly inspirational stories that they've told there, not just from a sporting point of view, but everything that's going on in the lives, especially Dave and his battle with cancer that he's gone through and is still currently going through. So, yeah, a big thank you, guys. And that's it for this episode. As usual, if you'd like to come on the podcast and share your story and inspire others, please do get in touch. And you can do that by dropping us an email at the Agegroup Multisport Podcast at gmail.com. We are on Facebook at Richard Joseph Conway, and we're on Instagram at amp_podcast. And don't forget about our YouTube channel, which is AmpGB. Get in touch, come on the podcast, share your story, and inspire others. It's as simple as that. That's it until next time. Don't forget, stay safe, keep training, and love the process.
AMP, the Agegroup Podcast. AMP, the Agegroup Podcast. AMP, the Agegroup Podcast. AMP, the Agegroup Podcast.